Many growers claim that growing with organic inputs and utilizing microbiology results in the plants producing a better taste and smell. They swear by it. They say, hey, organic, way better than anything bottle grown. What's your take on that?
I subscribe to that ideology also. I've done hydroponic cultivation for many years. I've also done living soil and organic cultivation. From my understanding of how it kind of results in better flavor and aroma, is that each of these compounds that produce flavonoids, they produce aroma, they produce, the different diversities of smell, they all require a complex chain of compounds prior to their formation to be able to be expressed, genetically expressed in a plant. So if you're lacking any piece in the chain that's required to biosynthesize these compounds, they simply just won't synthesize. So in a hydroponic growing environment, we have a much more narrow profile of nutrients and compounds. We have our major ones, that you hear of, the NPK, the calcium, the magnesium. But when it comes down to different forms of nitrogen, different forms of phosphorus, different forms of calcium, living soil has a much broader diversity of these compounds, while also including a diversity of amino acids, a diversity of enzymes, a diversity of organic acids. And these compounds all have, they create unique physiological responses in plants, and they produce different genetic expressions. So when you have a larger diversity of these compounds, it allows the plant to biosynthesize different flavonoids and volatile organic compounds, the things that produce aroma like esters, phenols, thiols, which produce a different profile, a more depth profile of aroma. And I believe that that's more achievable and more likely to be achievable in a living soil setting, in an organic setting, than in a hydroponic setting. However, that's going to be based on the user success. So just because you're growing in organic doesn't necessarily mean you're going to end up with a better product. And a lot of the times, it's more difficult for people to grow in organic settings because it can be a little bit more complicated. And you may not have an end result that is, more flavorful, has more aroma, more aromatic. So I think that it's potentially possible that you can have more flavor, more smell, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you will.
This clip is brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrowIt15 to save on any of their products.